What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another beer review. Today we're looking at the most recent release in the Flash Mob series from Incendiary Brewing. This is their Flash Mob Tiramisu Imperial Stout. The Flash Mob series is just a series of beers that Incendiary puts out that it's kind of based on desserts. So, pastry stout. They've done, the first one they did was a German chocolate cake, and the second one was based on banana pudding. So this is the third in the series. And it says that this Flash Mob and Tiramisu Imperial Stout is brewed with black and white, the Future, and Esteban Zamora whole bean coffee, Cook's Island vanilla beans, and cocoa nibs. Clocking in at 8.5% ABV. This guy was canned on 11/9/23, so right at a month in the can at the time of review. 1 pint can. 8.5%. It's a little bit of a drop from the previous two. The previous two clocked in at like just over 10. I think it was like 10.2%. Don't know why they ticked down the ABV on this one. It's just the way it turned out. But I've been a big fan of the past two, so hopefully this follows trend. Only one way to find out. Yeah, it kind of pours that a little bit lighter than a cola going in, but once it hits that glass, kind of like some of the recent beers we've done, it just turns black. Looking at it, what was maybe a little over a half a finger ahead, dissipating really quick. A lighter shade of mocha for that head. Down the little teardrop area there is a little light shining through, kind of giving that kind of burnt orange, dark mahogany color. But other than that, it is black. Let's get a nose in her. Okay. I do pick up a little bit of that coffee in there. Slight vanilla. There's kind of a, like, for being like an imperial stout, I'm getting kind of this like dank, a little bit of like weediness to it. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of just weedy dankness coming off of this guy that I wasn't expecting. Interesting. Huh. That's weird. Let's see if it translates to the taste. Jumping in. Cheers. Interesting. This is a really interesting beer. Decent amount of carbonation on this guy. Lighter side of medium bodied. At first you do kind of get that like chocolate, a little bit of chocolate coming in on this. God, what in the world? First off, you hit with a little chocolate, immediately followed by a little bit of vanilla, some muted coffee notes going on in that as well. And this thing finishes with that weird kind of dank weed-like vibe going on. It's really, really interesting. There is a sweetness throughout this beer. Yeah, I just can't wrap my head around that finish. I really don't know where that's coming from, where that finish or that weediness is coming from. That I don't know what hops they used in this beer, if it's coming from that. I've never had either one of those coffees, so I guess those could be kind of like throwing a little bit of that in there as well. It's really, really interesting. I would say the first initial sip through about midway through the palate, yeah, it's tiramisu. But once that like weediness comes in, I don't know. I've never had a tiramisu that had like dank vibes to it. That's really weird, and it kind of lingers that that just weed that just kind of lingers on the palate a little bit, kind of like a sweet, because the sweetness of the beer is lingering as well. So it's like a sweet dankness as the finish, and it just kind of lingers there. Really, really interesting, really different. Like I said, I don't think I've had like that type of tiramisu in my life, but it's an interesting beer for sure. Probably I'll say my least favorite in the series. That being said, they've all been really good, if not really interesting. Definitely worth a pickup if you see it around. Ran me about $5.99. I think I can. Definitely worth it, if nothing else for the experience. It's unlike any stout that I've ever experienced. It just takes that turn right in the middle, and it's not off-putting in any way. It's just not what I was expecting. I've always said on this channel I like beers that that are different, and this one fits that mold. Really, really interesting. I got a couple more of these, as well as I still have the first two left over. I might kind of do a little side-by-side just to make sure that I still like them in the order that I do. That being the kind of how they were released: the German chocolate, the banana, and then this guy. But yeah, I hope they continue to make this series of beers, because they've been really, really, really good. And there's thousands of desserts that they can continue to go with. But yeah, definitely check it out if you get the chance to. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this guy. I'm going to go try to dissect what's going on with this beer. Hope you find one to enjoy as well. Cheers.